Hi,
Crisis line Folake speaking.
my name is Tonia.
Hi Tonya, how are you today?
I am not good. I feel so bad.
Okay,
Yeah, and I just need to talk to someone.
okay, okay. So how may I help you? You can proceed.
Yeah, this morning my husband hit me again, and it's becoming his usual habit,
Okay,
and I can no longer take it anymore. And I'm fed up, and I just need to speak to someone.
okay. So Tonya, before we get started, I want to acknowledge that reaching out for support is a courageous thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You took a big step coming in today to share your story.
Thank you.
Yeah. Before I proceed, I would like to ask for your preferred pronoun, please.
She
Okay.
or her.
All right. Awesome. So, as we share our stories, I know we may have a range of experiences.
Mm-hmm.
We can feel like a load is lifted off of us, and we may also find it difficult,
Mm-hmm.
and a range of emotions
Mm.
and memories may surface.
Okay.
So, I understand that. So, these are all normal reactions when we share painful experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So, please let me know when things feel difficult.
No problem.
Okay. So together we can be mindful of what we focus on and
Mm.
ensure you feel safe to share.
Okay.
So we can develop some strategies to ground yourself if you feel unsettled as well.
Okay.
Okay. So Tonya, it is
Yeah.
important to take a few minutes to talk about our agency policy on confidentiality.
Okay.
I want to ensure you feel this is a safe place to share with me.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel safe where you are right now? Are you
Yeah.
in a safe place to talk?
Absolutely. I'm safe.
Awesome. Okay. So we can proceed
Yeah.
safely, right? Okay. So generally, everything you share with me today is confidential.
Mm-hmm.
However, under the following situations, which I'm going to run through with you now, under such situations, I would have to breach confidentiality.
Okay. No
All
problem.
right. So the first situation relates to suspected child abuse.
Okay.
So in the event you share that a child you know, or is a child who is under your custody
Mm.
and who is under 18, that's below 18 years old,
Mm-hmm.
is being abused in any form. So these forms can include physical, sexual, emotional, mental, neglect, abandonment by someone in a position of power, position of trust or authority,
Mm-hmm.
is being abusing a child.
Mm.
So this will have to be reported to Children's Aid Society.
No problem.
So we can talk about the ways we make this report, whether it may be you with me presently,
Mm-hmm.
together, or myself. So this is important as it is intended to ensure that all children are free from abuse.
Okay.
So the second situation pertains to harm to self, which literally means suicide.
Okay.
So I know sometimes when life is difficult, we consider different options.
Mm.
And for some, that is suicide.
Okay.
So if you ever feel suicidal thoughts, I hope you feel comfortable to share
No
this with me.
problem. No
So
problem.
if we can ensure you're feeling safe and supported.
Mm.
So if you're ever actively considering suicide
Mm.
and have a plan, then this has to be reported to the police.
No problem.
Okay. So I also want to note that some people cope through self-injuries, and this is considered as a coping strategy,
Mm.
like a way to live and not suicide.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way some people consider this to be, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you cope in this way, you can also share with me.
No problem.
We would have a conversation about ensuring you're safe as we go on
Thank you.
with our section. So the third situation relates to harm to others.
Mm.
So there are times when we may express anger about someone, then we would discuss this.
Mm-hmm.
But if there is a case where someone is at risk of being harmed,
Mm.
I would have to report that to the police as well.
No problem.
So the first situation relates to subpoena from the court
Mm-hmm.
for clients' records. So this can happen if there is any current or future court case. So given this, we are very careful with what we write in our case notes.
Okay.
So you're also welcome to review the notes I take at any time.
Okay.
So
I'll find time to come.
Okay. Our records are kept on file for 7 years.
Okay.
And we keep this in a locked file that only myself and my directors have access to.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is more or less like our agency protocol when it comes to subpoena from the courts. So the last one is, I would like to get your consent to share your records with other service provider if need be. For example, if after we finish this call together, you may want to continue your support at another agency, and we can share our notes if you choose.
I do.
All right. So you would have to, give me a verbal permission in regards to this, which I will appreciate.
I give you permission to share my information with those that can provide support for me and my children.
Okay. Thank you, Tonya, for that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that this was a lot of information for you to take in one at a time. But having said all of that, do you have any questions for me concerning the confidentiality policy?
Okay, now I think I'm good with the confidentiality policy.
Okay.
And I'm happy that whatever I share with you will be protected, and everything will be strictly confidential. So I think I'm ready to open up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. That's good to note. I must commend you, Tonya, for the courage to reach out for support at this time. And I also want you to know that you are not alone in this.
Thank you.
As we are here to support you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So I'd like to ask further as well, like, where is your husband right now?
Well, after hitting me this morning, he just left in anger, and because I know he's going to work, and he's not coming back till late in the night. And sometimes, if it happens like that, he doesn't even come home for 3-4 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what you're telling me right now is, it's not anywhere in range, like it's not anywhere around where you can pose a form of harm to you?
No.
Okay then. What about your kids? Where are they presently?
They are in their room. They were with me before.
Okay.
But yeah, so I had to excuse them because I didn't want them to hear what I'll be discussing about, because they've already been feeling so bad, they're not happy, and I don't want to add to their situation, what they're passing through.
Okay. Okay. That's good to note. At least we know the present situation at hand right now.
Yeah.
So apart from this call now, which other resources have you sought help from?
Well, so there was a time I contacted my pastor. I told him about it and what I've been passing through, and he prayed for me. And I'm too shy to discuss it with family members because I don't want a situation where people laugh at me because I have an auntie. It's a divorced woman, and because I don't want the same thing to happen to me, so I refuse to say it out to anyone. So apart from the pastor, your organization is the second place I'm contacting.
Okay, that sounds good. That is good to know, at least to have in our records. If I heard you clearly, you spoke about your pastor. If you don't mind me asking, are you a Christian?
Of course I am.
Awesome, that's good. Okay, at least you have a religious belief which you can pose your strength on, like that can act as a support system for you.
Yeah, I actually believe in prayers, and I've been praying, and it's been sustaining me. So, yeah,
that's a good one. So apart from your pastor, do you have any other support system?
No.
So, okay. While you were talking, I heard you say you're confused and fed up.
Hmm.
So, if I get you right, um, you mentioning you're being fed up, are you considering suicide?
No way.
Okay,
No,
okay,
I am not considering suicide. It's definitely not an option for me,
that's good.
and because of my religion also, and
Okay,
I so much cherish my children because I live for them,
okay,
and I have to be strong for them. Should I kill myself now, what becomes of them?
okay,
Where will they be? The
okay,
father is not a caring father, so I cannot leave my children for him.
okay.
So if for no reason I have to stay alive for my children.
That's good. Okay. Um, I'm glad you're able to confirm that. The reason why I'm asking is
Mm-hmm.
because if there was any need of you considering suicide, if it's an urgent one, like if it's planned already and stuff, I'll have to take it up, like take it to an higher authority, and also check for suicide. But in with what you've just said, it is obvious you're not considering suicide in any form.
No way.
All right, that's good. So, so how have you been coping with this situation? Because you said earlier in your, from what you said earlier, you said you've been in this marriage for over 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
and this has been going on for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to know, like, in this period of time, especially the fact that you said this is the first time you're contacting the agency and you
Mm-hmm.
haven't contacted any other resources
No.
prior to this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know, how have you been coping with all of this? What has been your
Well,
coping mechanisms
yeah,
or coping strategies?
frustration pushed me to alcohol and cigarettes.
Okay, so if I
Yeah.
heard you well, you're into alcoholism and cigarette smoking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And in the basement, we have uh, I go to the basement sometimes to punch the wall, trying to exercise, feel the pains, and I feel hitting the walls and venting out my anger. So, but unfortunately, I come back feeling so pain all over my body, especially my fist, because I have to hit the wall so hard. But that period, I feel relieved. It's after some time that the pains come back to me, and I discover when I take alcohol, I drink to stupor, I smoke myself out, and when everything, the effect is gone, I feel so dejected and frustrated.
Okay. Um, in terms of the alcoholism, can it be considered an addiction? Like, has it gotten to a point where you are addicted to this alcoholism? Like, is it an addiction in your life at the moment?
Yeah, I would say it is because it's the only friend I have,
Okay.
and because I couldn't open up to people because my husband pretends a lot. When we
Okay.
find ourselves in a gathering, he's always showing me love, and people, admire the relationship, not
Okay.
knowing what I pass through at home, and because I don't want anyone knowing that we only fake the love outside. I just take consolation in alcohol and cigarettes.
Okay. So, Tonya, in all of this, have you ever been diagnosed of a mental illness at any point in time?
Well, I only remember there was a time I went to the hospital, the
Okay.
clinic, and the doctor made mention of something like that.
Okay.
That I had to go through therapy because of my state of mind.
Okay.
And ever since, that's the word I hate most. I hate someone telling me that, so I stopped going there.
Okay. But in the course of the section with the doctor,
Mhm.
were you informed of the diagnosis? Like, was it ever mentioned of a specific diagnosis of a mental illness to you that was documented?
No, he only said with the way I was going that time because my addiction was really getting out of hands,
Okay.
and I had anger issues,
Okay.
transfer of aggression, the way I was behaving abnormally,
I
and
understand.
that I need to go through, So I just felt no, I hate that word, so I never went back. So I never gave him the chance, the opportunity to carry out anything on me again.
Okay. It all sounds good, right? Because I must commend your strength for being able to keep up all this while with these and being able to, draw out your strength from what you derive pleasure doing.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, you mentioned earlier that you have a boxing ring in your basement,
Mm-hmm.
which helps you to, where you can vent your anger upon.
Mm-hmm.
I really commend that. That is a good step to take for you to be able to, let out your feelings and pour out your anger and not causing harm to anyone. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see that you have a lot going on at the same time with your marriage being threatened,
Mm-hmm.
your kids, and all of that.
Yeah.
I must really comment that it's a great step you took coming here today. You know, picking your phone and calling the agency for support, which I said earlier that we're here to support you.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some referral programs for women going through such situation as yours,
Mm-hmm.
which we've been able to, deal with earlier before now.
Mm-hmm.
So we can also, take you through such programs. So we can take you through such programs if you don't mind.
No problem.
Okay. So I don't know. Do you have a paper and a pen there? If you have a
Okay.
paper and a pen, I could give you some.
Yeah, let me quickly get
Yeah.
some, just a second.
Okay, please do. Thank you.
Okay.
Take your time. Take your time.
Yeah, I can
Okay.
hear you.
So let me know when you're ready.
Already.
Okay. So you have a paper and a pen there with you already now.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have some. I'm sorry if I might ask, where precisely is your city of location? Do you live in Brampton or Mississauga?
Mississauga.
Mississauga. Okay. So because we have some agency which we can refer you to
Okay.
at Mississauga and at Brampton, and we
Mhm.
also have some centers in Toronto as well.
Okay.
So that's why I'm asking which is your city of residence, so
Mississauga.
I know the appropriate one to refer you to.
Mississauga.
So at Mississauga, we have one at 30 Top Flight Drive.
Mm-hmm.
You can write down the address.
I'm doing that.
Okay. So it's at 30 Top Flight Drive.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the major intersection is Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So you could get some of the services there, and there are also helplines you can call in case you feel unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any if you have any reason of where you feel you're not safe and you need to get out of the house
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, so you can call those numbers as well.
Okay.
They can help you through. And we have some shelters too that receives women, because I know right now you're out of job, you don't have a job, and
Yeah.
you may not want to leave the house
Mm-hmm.
for uncertainty.
Yeah.
But just so you know, there are shelters available for women who are facing the same situations like this.
Okay.
Yeah, example of such shelters is that of Salvation Army.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put that down as well.
I'm doing that.
So we have one at Dixie as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so in any situation you feel unsafe and threatened by him,
Yeah.
because you said earlier that he left today in the range of anger.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know what its coming back may look like.
Mm.
So peradventure you feel that way, you can go to the shelters. They are welcoming and they are, willing to receive you at any point in time.
Okay.
And also, there are also some tips which, if you feel is very domineering and very bossy
Yeah.
and aggressive, you could keep some of those contacts out of his reach, out of range. So you can just, a tip is putting it in your lipstick
Okay.
where he wouldn't suspect you have any information in there.
Okay.
Because definitely he would not suspect there's an information in your lipstick.
Mm-hmm.
So you can put it in the tip of your lipstick or somewhere very private where you wouldn't even know you've contacted us.
Okay.
So yeah, I think you can walk around with that. You can work with the information you have right now.
Okay.
So if you feel you need to call us back for any reasons, probably for a follow-up, so you just let us know and you can, call back when you feel you need to do so.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And I'd also like to ask, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions you would like to ask me so far?
Okay, thank you so much. I just want to ask, do you have any organizations that you have a good relationship with where I can go for a psychosocial therapy session?
Yes. We have there's this agency I know about who deal with a lot of that. It's called the Mayag Center for Diverse Women.
Okay.
It's at Mississauga.
Okay, that's good.
So I know they do a lot of counseling and one-on-one sections with women going through domestic abuses and stuff.
Okay.
So you could reach out to them as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called Mayag.
Okay.
MIAG.
Okay.
Just for clarification.
Okay.
So you can write it down as well.
Okay, I just did that.
Yes.
I just
So
did
they are at Mississauga.
that. Okay.
So
Thank you so much.
Yes.
What did you call your name again?
my name is Folake.
Oh, sorry. I'm not good at retaining names.
I know.
Yeah, I'm so grateful, and our conversation, you've helped me to lift a burden,
Thank
and
you.
I'm really grateful and relieved.
Okay. I'm glad to
Yeah.
hear that.
Then, do you have programs for kids?
Yes, we do as well, right? We have programs for kids, but at the moment there's none going on presently. But as soon as anyone comes up, I'll definitely let you know since we have your contact already on our database. So I'll definitely let you know if anything comes up.
Okay. Can I get your contacts?
Okay, sure, definitely. So you can reach us on 647
Okay.
33
Mm-hmm.
10
Mm-hmm.
843.
Okay. Is that your
Yeah, this is.
personal mobile?
It's not the personal mobile, right? It's for the agency.
I would
But
have
that's
loved. I would have loved to have yours.
Oh, okay, no. The thing is, everyone here, we are all very good people you can relate with. Anyone who picks your call is perfectly on top of the game with you. You can have the same conversation as you had with me with any of our staffs.
Okay.
So,
But I thought you just told me that whatever we discuss is strictly between you and I. So if I call and someone else speak,
yes,
how would I know that they won't be sharing my information?
exactly. It's still the same agency, right? So just like I told you earlier, it's our office protocol, right?
Okay.
So everyone follows this protocol.
Okay.
None of us breaches it. So the fact that I told you it's between myself and you, it's considered you and the agency.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm really grateful.
You're welcome.
Bye.
All right, have a nice one.
And you too.
Regards to your family.
Bye.
Bye.